let's talk about something wild. Storms from space. Yeah, you heard that right. Imagine the sun throwing a massive tantrum, sending out bursts of energy that slam into Earth's magnetic field. That's what we call a geomagnetic storm. It's like nature's own cosmic show, complete with beautiful auroras lighting up the sky in neon greens and purples. But here's the kicker. It's not just about the pretty lights. These storms can mess with our gadgets too. Satellites can get confused. Your GPS might send you to the wrong place, and even power grids can go haywire. So, why should we care? Well, because it's not just space nerd stuff. These solar storms can actually affect our everyday lives, like your phone or the internet acting up. Pretty wild, right? Understanding them means we can be ready for when the sun decides to throw another cosmic fit. Now you might be thinking, what does the full moon have to do with all this space storm craziness? Well, it's not like the full moon is out there stirring up trouble directly, but it does have a sneaky way of influencing Earth's magnetic field in more subtle ways. Do you know how the moon controls the ocean tides? Those same tidal forces have a little chat with the ionosphere, this super important layer in our atmosphere that's kind of like Earth's defense shield when it comes to geomagnetic activity. So, when we have a full moon, the sun, earth, and moon line up just right, and that's when things can get extra interesting. It doesn't cause the storms, but it sure sets the stage. This is the kind of stuff that gets both scientists and space enthusiasts super excited, watching the skies to see if the moon's gravitational pull will give a little extra boost to those solar storms. Fascinating, right? So what's the big deal about geomagnetic storms? Well, first off, they give us one of the coolest light shows on Earth, the aurora borealis and aurora australis, or as most of us call them, the northern and southern lights. Imagine the sky turning into a giant neon painting, with greens, purples, and pinks swirling around like they're putting on a performance just for you. These colors happen when charged particles from the sun crash into Earth's atmosphere and bump into gases, lighting up the sky in this magical display. But it's not all just eye candy. These storms can also shake things up down here on Earth. They can mess with the planet's magnetic field, which might sound harmless until your GPS starts freaking out, or in extreme cases, the power goes out. Yep, a big enough storm can actually cause blackouts, which is definitely not something you'd want to deal with on a cozy night in. It's the kind of stuff that makes geomagnetic storms as awe-inspiring as they are unpredictable. As we dig deeper into the cosmic dance between geomagnetic storms and the full moon, things start to get even more fascinating. We're about to discover how these celestial events not only shape our planet, but also mess with our technology in ways we don't always notice. The way these storms and the lunar cycle link up is full of surprises. And it's not just for space geeks, it's for anyone curious about how the universe works around us. So stick around, because we're diving headfirst into the wonders of geomagnetic storms and their unexpected relationship with the full moon. You won't want to miss what's next. Understanding geomagnetic storms. Alright, let's break this down. Geomagnetic storms are like Earth getting a little space weather from the sun. Picture this. The sun is constantly shooting out streams of charged particles, like it's spraying cosmic confetti. This is what we call the solar wind. But every now and then, the sun doesn't just send out a steady breeze. It throws a full-on space tantrum, shooting out huge bursts of energy known as coronal mass ejections, or CMEs for short. These CMEs are like giant solar waves, packed with wind and magnetic fields that zoom through space. Now, when all this solar stuff crashes into Earth's magnetic field, it's like throwing a rock into a pond. Ripples start to spread, and that's when geomagnetic storms happen. These storms can range from mild to wild, depending on how intense the solar wind or CME is. And the effects? They're not just out in space. They can actually shake things up here on Earth in some surprising ways. When a geomagnetic storm kicks in, it's like Earth's magnetic field starts to wobble. The magnetic lines get all twisted and stretched, which is when things start to get interesting. One of the most jaw-dropping results of this is the auroras, those incredible, colorful lights that turn the skies in the polar regions into a masterpiece. Imagine the sky just bursting into neon greens, reds, and purples, dancing like they're alive. It's like the universe's own light show, and honestly, who wouldn't want front row seats to that? But hold up, it's not just about pretty lights. These storms can mess with more than just the sky. The magnetic chaos can affect our technology too. From messing with radio signals to causing glitches in satellites, the effects of these geomagnetic storms reach far beyond just nature's beauty. Geomagnetic storms aren't just a pretty sky show. They can seriously mess with our tech. Let's start with satellites. When these storms hit, Satellites in orbit can suddenly feel like they're flying through a thicker atmosphere. This creates more drag, which can mess with their orbits and even shorten their lifespan. Plus, the extra radiation from the storm, it's not great for satellite health. This can cause glitches, communication blackouts, or worse, entire systems going offline. Then there's the issue with GPS and radio signals. A storm hits, and boom, your GPS could suddenly think you're in the middle of the ocean when you're really just trying to find the nearest coffee shop. Radio communication can get sketchy too, making things tricky for airplanes, ships, and anyone relying on those signals. And down here on Earth, power grids aren't safe either. Geomagnetic-induced currents can overload transformers, which could lead to some serious power outages. Imagine entire cities going dark because the sun decided to throw a tantrum. It's not science fiction, it's space weather reality. In a nutshell, geomagnetic storms are like cosmic chaos triggered by the sun's fiery outbursts. They create jaw-dropping natural beauty, like the auroras. Still, they can also wreak havoc on our technology, from satellites and GPS to power grids. The more we understand these storms, the better we can prepare for their disruptive effects while still appreciating the incredible light shows they bring to our skies. As we keep digging deeper into these space storms, we uncover just how tightly the sun and Earth are connected in this wild cosmic dance. The role of the moon. The full moon doesn't just light up the night sky, it plays a sneaky role in geomagnetic activity too. While the moon is famous for pulling the ocean tides, it also has a subtle influence on Earth's magnetic field. When the sun, Earth, and moon line up during a full moon, the combined gravitational pull creates a special kind of tension that can actually boost geomagnetic activity. How? It all comes down to the ionosphere, that important layer of our atmosphere where the magic of geomagnetic storms really happens. The full moon's gravity tugs on this layer, tweaking how it interacts with solar energy. So, during a full moon, we might see geomagnetic storms becoming a little more intense, adding yet another layer of fascination to our understanding of how the moon and Earth's magnetic field are connected. How? It all comes down to the ionosphere, that important layer of our atmosphere where the magic of geomagnetic storms really happens. The full moon's gravity tugs on this layer, tweaking how it interacts with solar energy. So, during a full moon, we might see geomagnetic storms becoming a little more intense, adding yet another layer of fascination to our understanding of how the moon and Earth's magnetic field are connected. This intriguing link has caught the attention of both scientists and curious minds everywhere, sparking deeper exploration into how the moon influences geomagnetic phenomena. It's like a cosmic puzzle waiting to be solved. As we dig in, we might uncover even more about how our celestial neighbors interact with the Earth. From a scientific standpoint, the moon's gravitational effects on Earth are pretty fascinating and well documented. Its pull isn't just responsible for the ocean tides, it also causes tiny shifts in the solid Earth, deforming the crust just a bit. These subtle changes can affect how electrical currents move within the Earth, which might play a role in altering the magnetic field. But that's not all. The moon's position can also impact how charged particles behave in the magnetosphere. This means that during certain lunar phases, the conditions might be just right for geomagnetic storms to kick up a notch. It's like the moon is giving the magnetosphere a little nudge, potentially setting the stage for more exciting cosmic activity. In summary, the full moon's influence on geomagnetic activity is a captivating mix of gravitational forces and magnetic dynamics. As we dive deeper into this relationship, we uncover how celestial bodies interact with our planet, revealing the intricate connections between the cosmos and Earth's magnetic environment. It's a beautiful reminder of just how interconnected everything in our universe truly is. What to expect during the storm. As we prepare for the upcoming geomagnetic storm, it's worth knowing how it might affect our planet and even our daily lives. One of the most thrilling things to look forward to is the possibility of stunning auroras lighting up the night sky. These natural light shows, better known as the northern and southern lights, create waves of color, greens, reds, and purples, that ripple across the sky. What's even cooler is that during stronger geomagnetic storms, these auroras can be seen much farther from the poles than usual. So, even if you don't live in the Arctic or Antarctic regions, you might get lucky enough to catch this mesmerizing display right from your backyard. It's a cosmic treat that doesn't come around often, so get ready for some unforgettable sky watching. However, the impact of a geomagnetic storm goes beyond just the stunning visuals. During these events, there can be some serious disruptions to communication and navigation systems. Satellites in orbit might face increased radiation exposure, which can lead to degraded performance or even temporary outages. Radio communications, especially those that depend on high-frequency signals, can run into interference, resulting in static or complete loss of signal. And do you rely on GPS for navigation? You might encounter inaccuracies that could throw off your positioning. This could pose challenges for travelers, pilots, and anyone using precise navigation tools. So, while the auroras are a spectacular sight, it's good to be aware of the potential tech hiccups that can come with geomagnetic storms. For those in areas likely to feel the impact of the storm, it's a smart idea to take some safety precautions. While geomagnetic storms aren't harmful to our health, the disruptions they cause can definitely affect daily life. Staying informed about the storm's intensity and potential effects through reliable sources is key. If you depend on electronic devices for communication or navigation, it's wise to have backup options ready. Think about keeping paper maps handy or alternative ways to communicate if your devices go on the fritz. Being prepared means you can enjoy the beauty of the storm while minimizing any inconvenience it might bring. In summary, the upcoming geomagnetic storm is set to offer both breathtaking visuals and potential tech disruptions. By knowing what to expect and taking the right precautions, you can fully enjoy the beauty of this natural spectacle while keeping any inconveniences to a minimum. It's all about finding that balance between awe and readiness. Monitoring geomagnetic activity. Keeping an eye on geomagnetic storms can be both exciting and informative, letting you stay in tune with nature's dynamic forces. To effectively track this activity, it's crucial to rely on trustworthy sources that offer real-time data. Websites like the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, Space Weather Prediction Center, and the University of Alaska Fairbanks Geophysical Institute are excellent places to get the latest updates on solar activity, geomagnetic indices, and alerts. These platforms provide valuable insights into ongoing solar events and their potential impacts on Earth. By staying informed, you'll be better prepared to appreciate the wonders of geomagnetic storms while understanding how they might affect your technology and daily life. Understanding geomagnetic indices is key to making sense of the data you encounter. Take the K-index, for example. It measures geomagnetic activity intensity on a scale from 0 to 9, with higher numbers indicating stronger storms. The planetary K-index, KP, is especially helpful for gauging global activity since it reflects conditions from multiple locations around the world. Alerts are usually issued to let you know when geomagnetic storms are on the horizon, with categories ranging from minor to severe. By getting familiar with these indices and alerts, you'll be better prepared to anticipate how geomagnetic storms might affect your area. It's all about staying informed so you can enjoy the beauty while being ready for any potential impacts. Staying informed about solar activity is just as crucial. Solar flares and coronal mass ejections often precede geomagnetic storms, and keeping an eye on these events can give you valuable insight into what's coming. Following space weather news from reputable sources like NASA or the European Space Agency can help you stay updated on significant solar events that might trigger geomagnetic storms. By being proactive and tracking these solar happenings, you'll have a better understanding of the cosmic weather and be prepared for any effects it might have on Earth. It's all about connecting the dots between solar activity and geomagnetic events. In summary, monitoring geomagnetic activity is a fantastic way to connect with the natural world around us. By using reliable sources for real-time data, understanding geomagnetic indices, and staying updated on solar activity, you can deepen your awareness of these fascinating phenomena. Whether you're eager to catch a glimpse of the auroras or want to grasp the forces at play, being informed will truly enrich your experience of geomagnetic storms. It's all about embracing the wonder of our universe. Conclusion. In this video, we've delved into the fascinating connection between the full moon and geomagnetic storms, uncovering how lunar phases can impact Earth's magnetic activity. We explored how the moon's gravitational pull, especially during a full moon, can amplify geomagnetic responses, leading to mesmerizing natural wonders like auroras. These breathtaking light displays are just one of the many effects geomagnetic storms can have on our planet. Thanks for joining us on this cosmic journey, and don't forget to keep an eye on the skies. Understanding these natural phenomena is vital, not just for appreciating their beauty, but also for recognizing how they can impact our technology and daily lives. Geomagnetic storms can disrupt communication systems, navigation tools, and even power grids, which is why it's essential to stay informed about solar activity and its effects on Earth. By grasping the dynamics of these storms, we can better prepare for their consequences while also enjoying the awe-inspiring sights they bring. So let's embrace the wonder of the cosmos and stay ready for whatever the universe has in store. As we wrap up, we invite you to stay engaged with this captivating topic. If you found this video informative and enjoyable, please consider subscribing to our channel for more content on space weather and related subjects. Your support helps us create valuable resources for anyone curious about the wonders of our universe. Don't forget to like and share this video with friends and family who might also be interested in geomagnetic storms and their connection to the full moon. Let's spread the fascination together. Thank you for joining us on this cosmic journey. We hope you feel inspired to explore further and keep an eye on the skies for the next geomagnetic storm. Stay curious, and we can't wait to bring you more exciting content in the future. Until next time, keep looking up.